Listen to podcasts of Joe Walsh and Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
Top of the morning, Dan and Amy and our friends at the Heartland Institute, one of the world's leading free market think tanks, located right here in Arlington Heights, right next door to us. They've got, always have local events that are worth checking out, including tonight, a dinner tonight, May 8th, Wednesday, May 8th, tonight. Dinner with Jonathan Honig, the capitalist pig, friend of the show. Honig is going to provide an enlightening talk about the big ideas that make America a beacon of liberty from his book, a new textbook on Americanism, the politics of Ayn Rand. Dinner starts at just $10. Seats are running out. There's a couple left. So secure your ticket to hear the capitalist pig, Jonathan Honig, at the Heartland Institute tonight. Heartland.org is their website. Heartland.org is where you get tickets. And, of course, all morning and back with us is Joe Ahern and Caitlin Brennan, the COO and CEO of the 100 Club of Chicago, respectively. The 100 Club of Chicago, which serves Cook County, Lake County, McHenry County. They are the beneficiary of our 100 Club golf outing, June 24th at Miss Wood Golf Course in Romeoville.
Yeah, we have two shotgun starts, one at 7:30 in the morning, one at 2 p.m. We'll have a lunch from 12 to 2 and a silent auction. And just for today, we have our special business benefactor program. So listen up. If you're a business owner, manager, or the person who makes marketing decisions for your company, here's the deal. Purchase a foursome for $1,196. You'll receive a free day of golf, food, beverages. And as a way of saying thank you, we give you 25 60-second commercials to promote your business right here on AM 560. Commercials will run between 5 a.m. and 10 p.m., Monday through Friday. It is a radio value worth $3,000. We're giving it to you for $11 or $1,196 to become a business benefactor. Please call this number. Even if you have any questions, call this number, 312-363-6680. That's 312-363-6680.
I mean, you go out to Mistwood with a foursome, you're going to blow probably something close to that if you stay there, have drinks and food. And you get the foursome for $1,196. You get the commercials, $3,000 value, and you get to hang out with me. And you can't. That's priceless. And in
Does one think highly of oneself?
And in addition to that, you are helping the families of fallen first responders, police officers, firefighters, federal agents who work in Chicago, Lake County, McHenry County, suburban Cook County, as well as DuPage and Will County as well, all beneficiaries of the support we receive through this golf outing. And Joe and Caitlin from the 100 Club of Chicago, I'd just be interested to hear how you each got affiliated with the 100 Club. I think how you get involved. I think it's always interesting what motivates people to pick a particular philanthropic endeavor. And, Joe, I mean, you were a long-time TV news executive in Chicago. So that journey from being a newsman to heading up the 100 Club.
The group from the 100 Club, a bunch of the board members reached out to me, many of whom I knew, and asked if I would be interested in running the 100 Club. And my grandfather was a police officer in Philadelphia, and I always had a heart for police and fire. And it was just the right time and the right coincidence. And so I came in November of 2010. And sadly, we had 7 line-of-duty deaths in that year. And it was a particularly tragic year. In fact, this year has been the worst that we've had since I've been there. And it'll be 10 years with 8 line-of-duty deaths. But it has been really an amazing run. Getting to know all the police officers and firefighters and the families that put their life on the line every single day. Frankly, it's been the best 10 years of my life to deal with all these families.
Well, you're doing God's work there.
And Caitlin, what about you?
Sure. So I came to the 100 Club about 5 years ago with a higher education background. So I came on to help coordinate our programs and work with our scholars. As we mentioned, we have 30 kids in college right now. So we walk through filling out a FAFSA and all the way to graduation. So I came in with that knowledge to help our children.
And this year, you mentioned you're helping 8 fallen firefighters, police officers this year. 17 children, though, you're assisting them through college. You're paying for their college.
Yeah, through college education. And in fact, many of the moms are considering going back to college and going on to, further their education. So we have This, with the 8 line of duty deaths, we have 81 additional children that will come of age in the next 18 years that will be there to help.
Wow, that's a lot. So you need money, and you need, golf outings. Is it ever hard to sleep at night thinking, I hope we get enough funds to support these families, Caitlin?
Sure, it definitely. People's hearts pour out when there's a tragedy, but these families live with us every day. So it's something that we keep in mind. They're always in our thoughts and in our prayers.
Just a high-profile case recently, the McHenry County officer who was killed in the line of duty, and maybe this is a good example of the kind of work you do. Take us through how you made contact with that officer's family after his death.
Sure. So our board actually came together and went into McHenry County. We joined McHenry County.
Do they have a 100 club?
They did not.
Okay.
They did not have a 100 club. So we brought the 100 club to McHenry County after Jacob Keltner was killed in the line of duty on March 7th, and met very shortly after with Sheriff Prim and with Jacob's wife, Becky. So we've been with the family since.
And do they have children? Can you tell us
They
about?
do. They have two young boys.
And then, so the educational piece of this, how you work with the family to sort of help them set up what the future is going to be for their children in terms of their education. How does that work?
Sure. So in this case, like many of the tragic stories as of late, the children are young. So we're with those families from the day of these tragedies. We have families that we've worked with whose parents were killed in the line of duty 30 plus years ago. So we're here for the lifetime, and we'll help them walk through what they need to get to higher education. But there's camps and programs and other resources we can help with.
And Jacob was killed while serving a warrant in that Rockford
Correct.
motel. Okay. So have you been into McHenry County before? Is this, unprecedented, or is this the first time?
We actually considered it a few years ago, and we had met with Sheriff Prim, and just the timing wasn't right. But we had an emergency meeting that Thursday when the sheriff, Deputy Sheriff Keltner, was killed, and that following Saturday we were there with the family, and we just were out in McHenry for a meet and greet with business leaders and the mayors of Woodstock and McHenry, and just the outpouring is just tremendous. You can imagine. We had people coming to a meet and greet and bringing us checks to help support these police officers and their families.
And then your mission field, police officers, firefighters, we've mentioned both of those groups of individuals. Who else?
And state, local, federal law enforcement. We have the Illinois State Police, sheriffs, ATF, DEA. Anyone that is in the line of duty, then we're there immediately.
And when you say immediately, I remember talking to you about this before. You're there within 24 hours with a check for the family.
Yes, yeah. And then Caitlin takes over and works with the families through college education. We have 24 colleges, 3 law schools that are providing 2 full scholarships each for all these families. So it's a real blessing that we have that kind of community outreach and support. But frankly, through AM 560 and the platform that you give us is a tremendous exposure for us so that we can continue to do our work. So we're very grateful to you.
And besides the shock of your loved one, coming to work and not coming home at night, a lot of the people don't have money readily accessible for a funeral. So you come to their house with a check, correct? Can you walk us through that process?
Yeah, Caitlin, why don't you?
Sure. So, and then sometimes too, we end up meeting those families at the hospital right when the tragedy happens. So we walk through kind of what you can expect. Again, as I mentioned earlier, these families are put in the limelight immediately after tragedy. So you have to share your loved one with the world. And that's a big shock to families a lot of times too, is having to walk through that. We do assist with immediate financial support so that they can help pay for funerals and then the other resources.
And I assume this is there's a lot of charities for veterans, right? And so one of the things is you really have to build a trust relationship with veterans. Your organization does, because there's so many, and some are more effective than others, and some are more honest than others, and so forth. So building that trust relationship with opinion leaders in the military is really important if you want to be a successful charity serving military families. And I suspect it's probably similar with respect to police and firefighters and first responders, is you have to build trust relationships with those people because they're such a tight-knit group.
Well, that's one of the benefits of the fact that we have been around almost 53 years. In August, it'll be 53 years. So they know that the legacy of our work and how we've been there. So we come with that when we walk into the home, which many don't. And so it really is. We have wonderful relationships with all police and fire and Illinois State Police and others.
And what about the relationships with the kids, through the years that you've helped? And just tell us about that.
Oh, Caitlin.
Yeah.
Sure. So one of our longstanding, who was a survivor, their parents were killed in the line of duty.
Their parents were?
Their father was
father,
killed in the line
okay.
of duty about 30 years ago. Is one of our board members, Jay
Oh.
Vincent, who used educational assistance and is now paying it back as a board member.
Well, this past weekend, we were in Lake County for a Lake County Municipal League 5K run, and Liz Kelly, now it was Liz Sauter, sang the national anthem. And she was the widow. And so we have these long-standing relationships with these family members, and they're pretty much our own family now. It's our 100 Club family. And this summer, in August, we do a 100 Club Family Day at the Brookfield Zoo, and we'll have close to 500 people turn out. And this is an extended family. We have grandchildren that are coming to the Brookfield Zoo, and because they lost their grandfather.
Yeah, it's a relationship organization. It's not just a one-off, it's a relationship for generations, not just a lifetime, many generations of lifetimes. The 100 Club golf outing, great organization. I'm a great golfer, so greatness comes together on this day, June 24th.
And you're so humble.
I'm kidding. I'm like a mediocre.
And what's
No,
the bidding
he's
up to now? Is it 10,000
Yeah.
to
I mean,
golf with you?
Well, Joe, it's funny that you should ask.
It's an
Mr.
excellent
Ahern,
point.
because,
Excellent question.
Yeah, if you want to golf with Dan or with Joe, which I'd pick Dan over Joe or me.
Obviously.
The foursome would be $2,000, and then we will record your commercials as well.
Although, as I've said, I mean, I'm sort of coloring outside the lines here, as I want to do, but really, my foursome, I mean, if you're doing market value, that's a $5,000 foursome.
Oh, okay.
You're two.
I think I'm $3,000.
You think you're
'Cause
three?
You know what? I have fun with the groups.
All right. You're
I
three.
respect the game. I'm quiet when you putt, and I don't move when we're on the green and you're putting.
Yeah. All
So
right.
I'm good that way, and I don't get hammered, which is good.
Yeah, okay.
Or
It's
drink.
Good to know.
What else?
I don't know if that's a selling point or not, depending on the who's. Okay, never mind. But anyway, so $2,000 to golf with me, to golf with Amy, to golf with Joe. $11.96, as Amy said at the outset, for just a foursome. But with that foursome, you get 25 60-second commercials to promote your business on our airwaves, primetime hours during the week. It's $3,000 worth of advertising you get for $1,196 plus the day of golf, plus getting pictures with Amy and all that jazz. 312-363-6680. 312-363-6680. It's a fun day with a great purpose, and that's to support the good work that Joe and Caitlin and all the people associated with the 100 clubs in Chicagoland do.
And again, we want to thank our businesses that have already signed up. Spots are filling up quickly. Mag Mutual, Clear Financial Strategies, Precision Payroll, Arlington Heights Heating and Cooling, Remke's Garage, and Phil and Reggie. Remember them from our trip? They bought a foursome as well.
Yeah, they're out Seven Bridges way.
Yeah, but they're going to be coming out our
Wow.
way for the golf tournament, which will be Monday, June 24th. This event always sells out, folks, so please sign up sooner rather than later. Call this number now, 312-363-6680. Operators are standing by. They'll answer any of your questions that you have. 312-363-6680, a number of our advertisers that are still with us today began as business benefactors. So really, it's the best advertising deal in all of Chicagoland radio. $1,196, you get to play golf, and then we give you 25 60-second commercials. It's really a way to take your business to the next level.
Thank you so much, Joe. And
I can't say the
Caitlin.
number again.
I guess you
What's
can.
the number? I have it memorized now.
What is it?
312-363-6680.
At least you got it right. Caitlin and Joe, 100 Club, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Golf with AM 560 on Monday, June 24th at our annual golf outing to support the families of fallen first responders. Call 312-363-6680 to reserve your